Oh, internet's moving a little slow, dude. That was we almost missed that one.
I thought you're right on point, bro.
I try to be. What's up, Eric?
What is up, Mike? Great to see you.
Hey, I got a question for you though before we start. You're not going to short time tonight, right? Because you're going on a little vacation.
Oh no, you're getting the full bill, bro.
I know.
You're getting the full bill. We might get a little extra too.
Because extra. You're going to a lavish destination, and I'm just going down to Irvine for graduation.
And truth be told,
I think my trip's more expensive. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
my trip's more expensive. I'm just gonna one up you right now.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I have to fly though.
I know,
and I'm not. I'm cool with the hour down here, hour down there. You know, but we're talking 6 1-hour flights. Like. That's a lot.
6 1-hour flights.
That's like 6,
or one 6-hour flight.
And that's what it turns into is 1 6-hour flight. But I can do an hour flight.
That's what it is.
I can do 6 of the 1-hour flights, but the 1 6-hour flight is what I'm gonna have an issue with.
No, and so for anybody that's listening, obviously, we took dinner. Look at Garrett. Garrett's already on there. Come to
Oklahoma.
What up, Garrett?
Gee, you need to stick around for these guys.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy this one. You're gonna enjoy this one for sure, Garrett. Hey, so the reason he's talking about it is we took him and his wife to dinner because we lost a bet, and just sitting in the booth. Like he freezes up, he goes crazy. We're like, dude, what's wrong? He's like, I'm just claustrophobic in here.
I couldn't get comfortable.
And we were in a booth in a restaurant.
It was a booth at like 10 feet of elevation, but just sitting in the booth, I couldn't get
10 inches of elevation.
Well, no, I'm saying because Turlock's probably about 10. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody out there. I think it's like 60 or 70 elevation, but we're still on flat ground in Turlock. You copy that?
I see what you're saying. All right.
Copy that.
Hey. So heading off to vacation. You're going to
Port Canaveral, and then we're going to the Bahamas.
And what's in the Bahamas that you're all excited about already?
There's a brewery I already found, like right off the boat.
Nice.
Like it's in like the whole vicinity of like you walk off the pier and it's like bam, it's like right there.
Eric will find a brewery anywhere.
But I think there's like 6 or 7 of them. I mean, obviously the craft beer and all that good stuff is more popular than ever, and everyone's brewing some type of something. I'm kind of curious, like it's got to be different, right?
Oh, where they get their hops?
It's got,
right? It's gonna be different,
dude. I think
so. Like you find in breweries, Jamie. Paparazzi finds wineries, and we're going to like a place that serves wine and food in Tustin. So we'll be.
You're gonna go to Tustin. Are you gonna have a charcuterie board on top of that?
A what?
A charcuterie.
We need to get this show going. So we're gonna roll into our intro and then come back and talk to some awesome guests. That I'm already just the green room conversation was great, and we're looking forward to talking to them. So here we go.
Hit it.
Yeah, the times and places they may change, but one thing stays the same. The stories that they tell about going through hell. If you think they wouldn't do it all over again, well, you just don't know them. The memories that they own of the ones who didn't make it home, yeah, sure do miss them, but they keep them all living in the stories that they tell.
Dude, we can't appreciate Scotty enough for letting us use that song over and over and over.
It's dope. He even talked about us the other day.
I know, I saw that.
Yeah.
And we literally have a copyright claim on every single video on YouTube
bring it
now.
So bring it, bro. We got attorneys.
Exactly.
And we'll lawyer up on your ass.
Or we got the owner of the song, whatever it may be. All right.
Express written consent.
Right. All right. With that, it's time.
Dun, 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 dun.
Anyways, we need to bring in our guests, and I am super excited. We're
going to bring in, we're introducing them as Corn-Fed and Boner, otherwise known as Sinners and Winners.
Or Aaron and Adam.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, man?
Welcome, gentlemen.
What's up, guys? How you doing tonight?
Making it, man. Just actually it was pretty nice. Looking forward to actually being on the show for a minute with everything that's been going on lately at the shop. It was good to be able to get on the show.
Well, we definitely want to talk about that because that's actually one of the things that caught our attention. And I don't know, a mutual friend, I guess, is how I actually saw you guys. And then I think we started talking. I'm like, dude, we need to get these guys.
Well, it's funny because I stumbled across them a couple weeks before, and I'm like, oh, let them get resettled. Right. They had some changes going on. And, and I was like, oh, and then Mike brought up, I'm like, you mean these guys? And I said, I'm like, yeah. So that's dope.
So I think Jack shared your story on what was going on with your shop. And, then that's when it was like, dude, we got to get these guys on. Let's see if we can help them, see if we can do anything. We're not a huge channel, but we do have people in this area that are listening and following us. And, maybe we hit the right people because that's all it takes. Right. Because we'd love, especially with your guys' story, and we want to get that shared. So then people, security's going off.
Fight them.
Sorry,
I'm just glad it wasn't mine first. I got 6 of them, but they're all little.
Yeah. Oh no, mine are. Well, one's 120 and the other one's 92 Roddy.
They're like 250, bro.
Yeah,
I just tell people all the time, don't worry about the dog, worry about the owner.
Yeah. My dogs will get you, and then if they don't get you, I'll get you.
Oh boy.
All right, guys.
He's like what? 5 pounds dripping wet.
But he'll take a mean bite out of a pinky toe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk to Aaron and Adam. And I always like to start from the beginning and kind of find out where you guys are from, where you grew up. So I'll kind of go left to right on my screen. So Aaron, we'll start with you, and then Adam, you can follow up. So Aaron, where'd you grow up? And
oh shit, man. For me, all over.
Okay.
I was born in Texas.
Okay.
And then I've lived Texas, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, California, Southern California, Northern California. But home has always been kind of Oakdale.
Okay.
When I got to Oakdale, that was the longest I'd ever spent in one place. Kind of did my stint in high school and everything else at Oakdale High. And that kind of pretty much became my home.
When did you go to Oakdale?
99 I got out in 99.
Okay.
So it was, but I was on the 96 team. So the first team that took sections. I played on that team with Zach, Aubrey. Oh yeah. All those guys. Really
Zach
cool
Quasha.
Yep. Yeah. Zach Quasha, Seth Burford, Aubrey Hall.
Yep.
David Trujillo. I mean, there's a lot of guys on that team. It was
really I graduated in 93. So we weren't very good. And that was before Merzon took over. Merzon was actually, I got in-school suspension. So a quick story for you.
I got one too.
Knowing Coach Merzon, my buddy and I, Daryl, we got in-school suspension. It was in the old auto shop. Which probably I don't even know if that was around when. I mean, I know it's out there, but I don't know if it was even labeled as an auto shop. In-school suspension was in there. He walked out of the room. It had one of the only phones that dialed out, so we actually called Roundtable and ordered a pizza and got it delivered. And he was like, he looked at it and said, "Well, I guess if you're smart enough to do it, as long as you guys share, you guys can have it." So
that's cool. Awesome.
Oh yeah, cool. And I mean, I don't think he's as nice now, but it is what it is.
No, yeah, Merzon's cool, man.
Well, what's funny is he says, "Oh yeah, I was on the team. He was only an MVP and All-American defensive end." But I mean,
no big deal, right?
It's
only Oakdale High.
Well, hey, it is what it is, man. It was one of those things where when I was younger, I talked about it a lot because it was really important.
Oh yeah.
But then it got to like, well, shit, dude, I'm 40 and I'm still talking about high school.
All right, Al Bundy. Yeah. All right, Al Bundy.
5 touchdowns in one game. And,
No, but it's funny. It's funny because I talked to the guy, one of our other guests, Derek Ross, and we always talk about with our kids going through sports. And, let's be real. Most kids aren't going to make it to the NFL, things like that. And we always say in the scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. Like, just go enjoy your kids playing sports. Stop trying to make them the next, whoever it may be. So I think that makes complete sense, but it's good to relive it a little bit. Right. And go, okay, I had a heyday.
Oh right? Yeah. It was fun. I mean, there was at one time, there's even guys that have went to 4 years that come back and I'm like, dude, I should have went to college. You know what I mean? But yeah.
All right. So Adam, where'd you grow up?
Aberdeen, Washington.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So, grew up in with the only rainforest in the country, right? And grew up riding motorcycles, motocross and stuff. And up in the Northwest, it rained so much they'd actually have like 2 boat pumps on the starting line, trying to pump the water out the starting line. So yeah,
that's all I
definitely
hear
love all
from
the
all my
sunshine
friends
down
up there.
here, but I'm imported goods. So
Right. So now you're going, where the fuck the rain?
Yeah, right.
yeah.
So real quick, real quick, Adam, is that in your bio on your guys' page? Is that where it says you learned at your grandpa's cabin up there? Is that where the cabin is?
He was actually in Oregon, so I used to go there every summer for like 2 to 4 weeks. Right, my parents would drop me off with him.
Right.
We're at in Oregon.
What is that? Mount Baker.
Oh, okay.
So, and then it would. I still have that 77 FA50 in the garage. That the first bike I ever rode. I still have that. So that's
cool.
Not too many people can say that they can still have after moving around a little bit.
Yeah, that's one thing I didn't let go. I've let a lot of other bikes go, but that one's not going nowhere.
There's got to always be that one where you just kind of like, that's just staying with me.
That's like my 68 Mustang. I regret getting rid of that.
I was just going to say,
you're funny.
That's right.
Well, we actually have a 64 Mustang, which might confuse a lot of people. They say 64 and a half's the first year, but we actually have a 64, but it's a dirt bike for a full grown man. Like a trail bike, right?
Really?
Post World War II, the P-51 Mustang guy started the company in Glendale, California, and we actually have a store.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow,
so
that's cool.
I always like to throw that out there if somebody brings up a Mustang year in the 60s, right?
It's like, hey, bro.
Well, I was like, are you sure that's not a Falcon? But then you went over to the motorcycle side because a lot of people, the Falcon was kind of the predecessor to the Mustang. So,
well, is that kind of like bringing up as an MVP, like you hold on to that little nugget there?
Hey, stop taking shots at Aaron already.
No, I'm just kidding.
He's going to come at you.
Yeah. Oh, no, I know. I got it.
All right. So Aaron, you finished high school. You had this amazing football season, right? Your senior year. What was your next step?
Oh, fuck, dude. I was chasing pussy, man. Straight up, I moved down to Southern California.
Like a true military.
Straight up, I moved down to Southern California. I went door to door selling long stem roses for $12 a dozen.
Dude, that is great.
That is awesome.
That's what I was doing. Because this chick I was dating in high school, I wanted to marry me, blah, 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 the whole thing. That's what that happened. And then basically it broke down to where I was sitting there one day and I'm like, well, I want to start a family. This ain't really the job that's going to do it. So my options were kind of limited. Yeah, options were limited. I was good at sports, but not necessarily the sharpest tool in the shed.
Right.
So I was like, all right, let's give the military a try. And that's kind of how that happened.
All right. So you ended up in what branch?
Air Force.
Air Force. And what made you choose the Air Force?
My uncle. So my uncle did 22 years as a Marine.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
I looked up to him a lot. And when I was getting ready to go in, I was going to actually sign up for Marines. I was gung-ho. It is what it is. But I'm like, all right, I'm going to go talk to my uncle because let me get some perspective.
Right.
And my uncle's sitting there and he's like, well, here's the deal. He's like, I love the Marines. He's like, I'd never change. He's all, however, Air Force just gets treated better. He's all, I was sitting here. He's like, well, he told me a story. He's like, here's the deal. He's like, I was sitting there as a master sergeant over during Iraqi freedom and all that stuff, like the first one, right? And he's like, I'm over there. He's like, I'm sleeping in a foxhole. He's all, they got fucking E3, E2 airmen that are up in the 5-star Ritz Hotel. Right. So I was like, all right, cool. Yeah. So I know I went to Air Force. Well, I necessarily didn't fit in. Right. But yeah.
Yeah, you have the mentality of a Marine, but you're now Air Force. Yeah. No. So we'll come back and talk about MOS and all that. So Adam, how about you?
So I graduated early from high school. I dropped out and then got my GED and a diploma. And my parents skipped from Washington down to California. So at 17, I kind of relocated with them and spent the next 4 years just partying a little bit of junior college, a lot of fast food jobs,
Was
some Bud delivery services out of a Ford Ranger with Red Bud back in the day, right?
Fucking Ford Ranger. It's a Ford Ranger.
It's a smash. It was a lot of fun, man. It was some cool years, right?
Right.
And then at about 21, life was going nowhere, right? Didn't see any good reason to stay around here at that point in time, and it's been a non-forced family tradition to go either Army or Marine Corps, right? So everybody says, like, my dad was a Marine because his dad was in the Army. So I was in the Army because my dad was a Marine. If it keeps going, my son will end up being a Marine if he chooses to, right?
Right.
But that way we've always been able to just kind of talk shit at family meals. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
I got my dad was a Marine. Well, is a Marine. I always get in trouble from Duke from American Veterans.
Oh yeah,
he's passed away. Yeah, he's passed away. But my dad is a Marine, and he had another brother that was a Marine, and then they had a brother that was in the Navy. So even worse, because Navy and Marines, man, they go at each other hard. Plus, everybody knows everybody goes at the Navy. So it's a whole.
Well, you know why there's Marines on naval vessels, right?
Oh, here it goes.
It's easy to explain than sheep.
We're gonna get in so much trouble. No, it's good. That's why we have everybody from every branch always joining us. So
yeah.
Well, you know what I think is funny is like all the branches hate on the Air Force, right? For our dick eaters or whatever, but literally all you're doing is making fun of us for all the shit you can't do.
Exactly. That's the funniest part, because we're actually going through it. You know, we're a Marine Corps family. In my dad, you know, both Eric and I are not veterans, but we both grew up in households where our dads were in the military, very proud. So we you know, not only appreciate your service, man, we're humbled to have you guys on the show.
For sure.
I actually have the Marine Corps. I have the globe, the eagle, and the anchor on my calf for my dad. But I'm getting ready. I have a 17-year-old who wants to join the military, and guess where we're pointing him to?
Space Force.
Yeah. That's even better.
Hey, but you got to bring up Aiden's tattoo though.
Oh yeah, no, he has a badass tattoo. But he's going, we're trying for the Air Force, so I'm glad, Aaron, you know, we got somebody else we can kind of pick your brain, maybe if you ever let us.
Yeah, no, man, not a problem. I'd love to. I think making that decision, having the best information you can at that time,
right?
Yeah, because it's a big decision. I mean, you're signing up for whatever, and you signed on the line, so it is what it is.
Well, that's why he's working on his ASVAB so he can get a better job, because math isn't his specialty. So we're working on that. Anyways, so go ahead, Eric.
I'm kind of taken back just a little bit, just because I'm one. Aaron doesn't say nothing about being a truck driver, though. Right?
We haven't got that far yet.
Well,
but yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, what?
I mean, I'm an open book. You just got to ask me.
Yeah. Oh, and then I jump ahead again?
Ask me whatever question you want, and I'll tell you.
26 episodes, and I jumped ahead again? Oh, shit.
No.
27 and counting. Thank you.
As he drinks his wine. All right, so let's go the truck driver. Let's talk truck driver.
Okay. So driving truck. So basically, that story.
You have trucker's Tourette's. I got to start because I have a truck driver as a teammate over here. And
he's still in the truck?
Oh yeah, well,
dude,
is he still in the truck?
Well, right now he's
I am yard hustling right now. So I work at
a grocery
store that's local, but not here in the valley ish.
Okay.
There's a few stores in the valley. But being that we're a union, I'm a shop steward out there. So for me, it's fun because I get to go in and I get to know everyone's business and try to save guys' ass for when they're being stupid. Which I'm 1 for 1 this week, so it hasn't been too bad.
Look at you.
But you know, hey, listen, people are addicted to hydrocodone, so you know you can't, or hydrocodone, you know, that's on them. So, anyways,
all right.
Nobody knows who I'm talking about.
Let's talk about the truck driver.
Anyway, I'm in the yard right now, so I'm just driving around in circles.
All right, so is he still getting so bored he's calling you with nothing else to do?
Still yelling. The radio in the background, and then he's like, this guy's a douchebag. And then some dude pulled in the yard and was parked wrong, and he's like, you literally hear him ready to fight the dude, like he's going off.
Well, see, even the ODM guys, like I'm cool with them, but I'm like, hey, listen, bro, like if you're gonna break your setup, like don't leave your dolly in the middle of the road because I gotta get this other trailer out. And there's one guy that just pisses me off, and so I push it in the dirt, and he's like, hey, bro. I'm like, I asked you not to, so your action is making me be an asshole.
That's why I learned how to back up doubles.
Yes,
dude. Hey, or at least your con gear, just your trailer and your con gear. Save you a lot of time.
Yeah. This guy learned the hard way because it's dirt. And it goes to dirt in the concrete. He's trying to. I'm like, yeah. laughing at him. Anyways, I had to bring that up. Sorry, Mike.
It's all good.
No,
It's all
right.
good. We could come back to it too. All right, let's talk MOS. So well, let's actually talk basic training first. So Aaron, where'd you go for basic training? And
well, Air Force only goes one place, Lackland Air Force Base.
Right.
Everybody goes through there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Air Force basic training, I was definitely expecting a lot more. So when I got there, it was almost more of like a vacation with how I'd grown up anyway.
Football player and going through, the workouts that Merzon probably had you going through.
Well, actually, Merzon, I was his first when we were there. He wasn't head coach yet. Merzon was actually just the offensive coordinator.
Oh, was it? What's his name? Elias. Well, I can't even think of the name now. I forgot.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I got my own head issues sometimes.
Yeah.
Mark.
Mine's H.
Oh, Mark.
Yeah, it's we're on this. I know that's his first name too.
He's he's like school superintendent or something now.
Yeah, he is the
gonna get pissed off
superintendent.
at me, but it is what it is. All I called him was coach. I mean,
Yeah.
even after I came out of the military, I talked to him a couple. I'd come up and call him coach. So
Yeah, that's what he was.
yeah. So
and then what was your first MOS?
Only MOS, which my first one was 3751. I was a firefighter. So
okay.
When as a firefighter.
And where were you stationed?
Beale Air Force Base, unfortunately. Remember that story a long time ago about Jason? I put everything for California. Everything was California. Anything and everything I could get. Yeah,
So you never left California?
Never left California.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I did. So the only time I left California, because they never let me go TDY, assholes. They always thought I was going to get in trouble or whatever. So the only time I went over was actually for Afghanistan and all that stuff. I went over there for that.
Okay.
That one's not my photo. That one on the bottom, that's Adam's photo.
No, I know. It just, unfortunately, the other one, we had another picture, and no matter what, it wouldn't accept the picture where it's you and like four other guys.
Gotcha.
So that one just slid in there, but wanted to make sure we shared your nice young looking pictures, right?
Yeah, that was definitely a long time ago. And then that's my buddy Alfie.
Okay.
The Filipino was cool, man. I hung out with him all the time. He's actually still he's still a firefighter down in San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah, he rides too. I actually got him on his first bike. My first bike that we had in the military was a Ninja 250. And I got it because it's the cheapest thing. Piece of shit, dude. You had to push start the fucking thing. Just pain in the ass, dude. But he wanted to ride it one day. I let it, dude. He's been hooked ever since.
That's awesome. I know my buddy got on a Ninja in Oakdale, and we were going out like Stoddard and all that out in the country and going crazy. I never felt right about it though. Two dudes on a bike. It's just kind of weird.
You hold them.
But we were young.
We'll ride that way. We'll ride that way, but I'm not that nut to butt. So if you're on the back, you got to face backwards.
See, we're young. We were too stupid. So the whole nut to butt thing. Wish I would have known.
Yeah, remember that.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great saying. All right, and then so did you just do one enlistment?
Yeah, I was 4 and done, man. I basically did my 4 and done. For me, it was a little weird because, like I said, I went in basically 2000, so it was pre-war time.
Right.
The military was a little bit different. Like when I went through basic training, they didn't have us even have the plastic rifles or anything else. It was just basic training. And then I know it changed, even in the Air Force, it changed because my brother Shane went Air Force as well. Mm-hmm. And I went out to go see him for his graduation, and his was after wartime, where they all pretty much were running around with M16s and everything else is like standard issue basic weapon.
Okay. So were you in during 2001?
Yeah. So like I said, I went 99 to 03. So basically 6 months after 9/11, I was over on an island called Oman. About the size of Sacramento. We had like the C-130 gunship, some Navy sonar planes, and some other stuff over there.
Okay. All right. And then Adam, so you end up in the Army. Where was your basic training? Because I know the Army has a few.
Yeah, I went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma. That was one stop for basic manned AIT.
Hey, that was where Rachel was, right?
Rachel
was Marchbanks. Yeah, one of our guests a few weeks ago. was there.
Okay. Yeah. So I did Fort Sill in the wintertime. Ended up being there during Christmas. So they had something called Christmas Exodus, which is mandatory leave, even though you don't have any leave saved up yet. And then they had to show up, and I didn't know this for like a year till I had been in long enough to see my leave statements and stuff. But they brought us back for 3 days while still on leave. We were back in basic and reintegration, getting charged vacation days.
Wow.
So thank you, Fort Sill, for that one. That was great. But
thanks for taking our time.
Went 13 Delta, so field artillery tactical data system specialist. So it's supposed to be like the math. So like the observer would call me, I would call the gun line, right? To do it like that. And that was cool and all until we deployed, and then I got put in a tank troop, even though I was an artillery guy, and put into a maneuver platoon. So things got changed real quick there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we were doing rollover training. They have like an MRAP set up on a like a spit roast rotisserie. And so they end up rotating at 180. So you have to egress and degress out of it, right? Learn how to pop your seatbelt with your armor on and all that.
Right.
And in that line, like 72 hours before I hit country is when they decided that I was going to be a gunner for my deployment.
Oh.
So they had me get over the gunner spot there. And then the rest of
it was funny. Tell them the story about how when you actually learned how to even set up the M249.
Oh, not the 240 Bravo. Yeah, my first mission out, I didn't know how to disassemble the 240 Bravo. So it was going to be like all on the job training. Like I did my crew serve training, my regular weapons training, right? I was an expert rifleman.
Right.
I had never fired the 203. They gave me the grenade launcher, grenades, all that kind of shit. It was great, right? But they gave me 2,000 rounds, 2 barrels, and a 240 Bravo, right? And they're like, all right, just roll up here. This is how you're going to do it. If you have a problem, use your other weapon. And when you get back tonight, we'll show you how to take it apart. Bro. Like, I thought there was a little more training involved, right? Okay.
Did you get to fire it during that?
No, we just rolled out. They didn't even want us test firing at the test fire pit on the way out the gate. So even when you went out the ECP, they didn't want to be like, you go Redcon 1, right? But they'd also have you at like Redcon 2, right? Round in, not chambered, but that fires from the open bolt. So they had all sorts of different rules throughout the time of if you were doing test fire pits or not. So. And
what time frame were you in? About the same time frame?
No, I was in from 2008 to 2012.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you're after what, Enduring Freedom and all that?
So I deployed under Operation Iraqi Freedom, and then while I was there, it became Operation New Dawn. While I was already in country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So take us through some of your pictures. I mean, obviously we saw the one. So is that your spot?
That's me. That's me in the turret. That's my view. Obviously the 240s just pointed up, right?
Yeah.
But that's
suspect pointed at some kids.
Yeah, little dirt nuggets. That's what we called them, man.
All right. And then, obviously look at you all in your army best greens.
Yeah. And then on the right there, that's when I re-enlisted in Iraq. And that's my re-enlistment that I never signed, by the way. I went and re-upped. And before you re-enlist, you have to unenlist, right? So you actually get discharged.
Yeah, you get a DD-214 for that.
Well, yeah, so I signed my discharge paperwork, and I looked at the guy, and I just dropped the pen, and I said, boys, we got a problem here. We got a civilian in a war zone, right? And they just looked at me and they laughed. I've never signed it. I never signed shit. I still have the document unsigned. They gave me a whoopee and a set of spurs and just laughed at me, right? And I straight up signed the discharge and didn't sign. I said, all right, I'm just stopping here, right? And they're just like, no, that doesn't mean shit.
That's awesome.
Dude, they probably had nobody ever think about doing that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I decided to try it.
Problem here. That is awesome. Wow. All right. So now, Aaron, what after you get out, you'd been doing firefighter. I mean, it seems like the natural transition would be to become a firefighter.
Yeah, except to be a civilian firefighter, you also need to have your paramedic and some other stuff, right?
Right.
Because, well, even in the military, it's actually a very sought after job. Like when I was there, like normally when you get ready to do your MOS or whatever, they tell you this is your job, you know what you're going into. I didn't even know I was going to be a firefighter until literally the day I was at MEPS getting ready to go on the plane. They're like, well, let's see if it's open. Oh, hey, today it's open. You got your job.
Wow.
Right. So with that being said, it's kind of like the same thing on the outside. I'm not really a school guy, right? I didn't really want to do that route, the paramedic. And then, it's just hard to get on, right? So I floated around for a while. Believe it or not, I worked at Blockbuster there in Oakdale.
Hey, who's that?
Well, shit, dude, for 6 months, I couldn't even find work.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was nothing, so I went over and worked at Blockbuster for 6 months. And then my wife, basically her father knew the manager for a company called Old Dominion that had just started opening up and hiring people in the area. So I went on over there and I started out on the dock.
Okay.
Exactly where I started driving forklift and everything else on the dock. Doing that really, really cool. And then they're like, well, hey, you're making $15 an hour now. If you go and you learn how to drive and you do whatever, you make like 18. I'm like, you don't even have to say the 50, man.
I know $3, bro.
Yeah. So that's pretty much how that happened. And that's how I pretty much started driving truck. But then I learned kind of the sad thing about driving truck. Once you're in the truck, really, really, really hard to get out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Eric can agree to that one.
I'm struggling right now. 23 years of driving. I'm like, I would really love to be like, don't want to drive an hour and 5 minutes back and forth to work, but benefits and the weekends off and 4:30 starts kind of nice. I just don't want to start over.
No, I get that. And I did the 12 years, but it got to the point, man, where I was getting ready to like pull people out of trucks and shit. It just got bad.
Yeah.
I think that's where he's at, man.
Yeah,
when I'm on there and that trucker Tourette's hits,
yeah,
I think
man,
that's where
it is. Well, yeah, and it's bad. I mean, the thing is, it's funny because a lot of guys, we've been talking about how society is right now. And I always go back to that movie Multiplicity. The first copy, is the original. And then once you get to that 1000th copy, it's just the inevitability of being stupid and just
that's what we're doing.
Idiots. Like people shouldn't breed. Like people just shouldn't breed.
But that even goes out of a truck. I mean,
that's what I'm saying about
of
society in general.
Yeah.
I mean, you have guys that you don't have to shift the truck anymore. It's an automatic. I mean, it's 2 pedals. It's
you're killing. He's about to freak out.
Volvo. It's plastic. I mean,
dude, I don't know what. It's funny, man. Like, sadly, the guy that taught me how to drive passed away. But like, even people being able to back up a set of doubles or your double in your con gear.
Yeah,
it doesn't have like you do it in the yard and people are like, what the fuck?
Oh,
like, yeah, dude.
It's like the turn because you got so many pivot points is what the problem is.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And the con gear is, I mean, that thing whips. I mean, just push it. It's like whoop whoop.
Yeah, you just gotta pre-think like so. You're pre-thinking everything, and you're basically just following everything. And for every turn that you do, the other one's turning the opposite way.
Yeah. So you're literally out of your mind, just trying to maneuver. It's funny because all of ours are 50 and 53 footers, but we have like a couple 34 footers that go to San Francisco. And these guys will still take that wide turn, and to watch them back them into a door, it's like takes them twice as long because one little kink and it's starting to,
the smaller trailer's harder.
Yeah, they are. They whip around.
Well, we had in December, we actually had some of the drivers from his company and the guys that go up to like Tahoe and Reno.
Yeah, they were chaining up, coming back over Donner.
Yeah, I've done that. I've been over Donner. You got chaining, dude. That shit sucks.
The doubles, I will hats off to the double drivers that go up and over the FedEx, the Ciscos, and
that's who
the
we
Old
were.
Dominions. All the
we're also limited at 55 miles fucking an hour too.
Yeah, and like for us being semis, we only have 2 axles on the trailer, right? So we just got to go single on each side. These guys are like chaining up. Anyways, that's. But I'll tell you, the fastest I ever drove was with a bunch of FedEx guys coming down Donner and back into Sacramento. I mean, we were booking 45, 50 and just man.
My first time down. So my first time down Donner, right? I go up over Donner and I'm training, right? I got my buddy Mike, which is the one that taught me. Cool as hell, Hawaiian guy, dude, awesome. But we get up over there and I'm coming down. My front box is like 22. My back box is 20. No Jake. On the Old Dominion trucks, dude, they were cheap as fuck, dude.
Stripped down, huh?
No Jake. We didn't even have a fucking stereo in the damn thing, dude.
Wow.
Right. So I'm getting ready to come down. I've only been actually driving the truck for like a week. Right.
Wow.
So one of the it was Estes driver. He's like, okay. He's like, so here's the deal. He's all, you're going to follow me down and don't hit your brakes unless I hit my brakes. Fuck, we came down that thing at like 75, 85 miles an hour, dude.
Yeah, is he gonna hit the brakes?
Yeah. There's something about that clickety clack of the chain though. Like you're just out there, the snow's coming and you're just like, it's like that Star Wars Millennial Falcon freaking.
Oh yeah.
When you're like no trance. It's
and it gets bad because you can't even see the truck ahead of you. The truck ahead of you will only be maybe a car length of fret. No,
it's crazy. Dope. It is dope. Real quick, I did want to introduce Tyrene and Carlos. So Carlos lives in River Point with an E.
Yeah, I know Carlos. He's actually been to the shop a few times.
I was just gonna say he was excited. I told him that you guys were gonna be on. So we got a little cross promotion coming on. I believe Carlos may be on in late July.
Oh, all right.
So he does a bunch of different bike runs too. And
sweet.
So it's dope, man. It's I love the platform that we have, and I love that we get to bring so many different people on.
Dude, and
the localness
freaking awesome.
It is. It's great, And Mike said earlier, we're not veterans, but our dads were, so we know where our respect lies. When Mike's dad passed, there was a lot of stuff that they found out that he was entitled to, and that's what our point is everyone's entitled to something. You sign the line, it's already set aside for you.
Well, unless you're Adam where you don't sign the line.
Well, apparently there's going to be a little repercussion on that.
That actually brings up a good point, man. Like one of the things until I started actually talking to some other veterans, like I was like always, I'm not that jacked up. My shit's not that bad. I don't want to take from nothing, right? And then you start talking to some other veterans and like, dude, you're thinking about it the wrong fucking way. By you not going in there, you're actually hurting veterans. Because what happens is Congress gets together, they do whatever. They're like, okay, we need to put X amount of money aside. So that money is already put aside. Well, guess what happens if you don't use it?
Go somewhere else.
Guess what? We got extra money. So then they take it. And then the following year when it comes around, they're like, well, look, you guys didn't need however much budget because you didn't use it. So then you even get less of a budget than you had before.
Yeah,
absolutely. And that's one of our biggest things is making sure that our veterans are taking advantage because we had the sheriff on, Jeff Dirksey, and he's like, I haven't done it. We're like, dude, we know you're the sheriff. Yeah, we know like you have a good living, but you need to take advantage of it because you're not taking out of somebody else's pocket by taking it.
That's been without
all of you. That and the other thing I tell everybody is like, dude, I didn't determine what I am or what I'm not. I went through, I did what they told me to do, and you made a decision.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And we learned a lot. I mean, I have with my dad, we learned it all, and he was Agent Orange. I mean, he ended up with lung cancer. He ended up being like 125, 130% disabled. People are like, you can't be over 100%. I'm like, oh yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Meet a Vietnam veteran most of the time and you'll find somebody over 100%. And some of you guys that were in Afghanistan, I mean, there's
now the burn pits.
The burn pits, all the different things that you guys dealt with, right? So like Carlos says, they're exactly use it or lose it.
Yeah.
So thanks for
I know you guys know this, and again, the car show, truck show, motorcycle show, July 16th at American Veterans First
in
Riverbank. We're going to try to do something there. Hopefully we can all get together and share a nice bottle of iced tea with sugar, and,
just to make sure I get the date. Cause I know a lot of times, like when things come up, like we're looking for stuff to bring the chopper to and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right.
But honestly, man, I get busy, dude. And I have that. And part of the problem though, too, is people like a lot of them, they just think, oh, hey, I come like, dude, you do realize I'm kind of fucked up in my own mind anyway. Like I do this cause it's like kind of my therapy and it helps
your relief.
Yeah. But I mean, and it's like, it's kind of turned into a business, but you know what I mean? Yeah. So we kind of get,
how about this? I won't hold you to it, but I'll let you know when it is.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Right? I'm not going to be like, you need to be there. You need to be there. But hey, listen, man, it's a fun time. I'm going to, we'll post it out there. Sinners and Winners on Facebook. Check it out.
Well, and I'll have the website, but I want to finish up with Adam's service and then kind of how they met.
Right.
And then we're really going to dig into Sinners and Winners and talk about, cause I have some stuff for that. So.
Thanks for bringing me back in.
Absolutely. Buddy. Absolutely. So Adam, you finish up your service, even though you didn't sign on a dotted line anywhere, and you finish
Yeah,
up.
and even all the other documents I did sign, they're all signed George Washington or Benjamin Franklin.
Oh my God, they're not.
I never signed anything with my actual
They
name.
are not.
You have all those?
Where are they at?
A lot of those are just on the digital forms that you go through MEPS and everything else, but they didn't bother to ever look at what you sign in, dude. You can just sign anything.
Oh,
you need to request your service record. I want to see those.
That is
we need
great,
to post
dude.
that.
We need to get
That's hilarious.
But we did the year in the sandbox, man, at Daywania, so like South Central Iraq.
Is that worse
rolled
than
out.
South Central LA?
Can't hear you too well.
I said, is that worse than South Central LA?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's hard to say.
They don't speak English.
I'm just playing.
Yeah, but a lot less style, man. There's not as much good food, pretty women, or nice looking cars. But
drab looking colors.
Yeah, a lot of drab, a lot of flowing outfits. So there was one college there, right? There was a college there. And in college, it was supposed to have like women that could be kind of westernized, right? And that's a big deal, right? You hadn't even seen a girl's face in a while, so they let us go over there one time. All right, we had the 1151 up armored Humvees, and we were pulling around like the main entrance to the college, hooting and hollering, trying to get them in the gun trucks with us to go for rides. And we got called back, and they were screaming at us what we were doing. And we told them that they said hearts and minds, right? That was the whole mission. We said we were just trying to win some hearts today, baby. The college.
That's funny.
Oh, that's great.
That is awesome. So where do you end up once you come out?
I ended up going to Arizona to go to MMI. So I had my GI Bill now, and I could actually afford to go to a trade school, or really afford to go to any kind of school.
Right.
So finally, because I had wanted to go there for a long time, but I didn't ever have the money figured out, right? So now that I did, I went straight from the Army to MMI in Phoenix, Arizona. Spent about 14 and a half months there doing the Harley late model program.
Yeah.
And then after that, moved back to Cali.
Okay. So now let's join it together. So go ahead.
Super pro level. All right. It says right there in his bio, he's semi-pro level. Cross country.
Oh, semi-pro. Yeah. When I was younger.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that's pretty dope.
That's why.
I mean, I've rode
the school he did.
Yeah. I rode a Harley once right down this road in Houston, 5 blocks. Shonda's dad's. That's it.
I ran over a guy on a Harley in a Schwann's truck. It was
there
his
you
fault.
go. Okay.
It was his fault.
Well, you've ridden a motorcycle there.
Yeah. He out on Oakdale, Waterford. There was a new stop sign, and it was put in, and I think he was an old timer and he was drunk, and car stopped in front of him coming up the stop sign. He went around it, hit the dirt, and then came sliding in front of me as I'm driving. Luckily, I was coming up to the stop sign, but I fully ran him over. I mean, he pulled himself up, but yeah. And we're talking the early days of the little tiny Nokia, the red and blue phones. And
I love those. Was the one where you could switch the faces?
Yep. And
I love those. Those work no matter what.
But the network sucked right outside of Waterford.
Of course,
times because I was coming back roads from Merced, and it was. And literally, CHP and the sheriffs had me there 15 minutes beginning to end. They just said it was his fault. He was drunk. End of story. So,
nice.
Yeah.
So he goes through training, right? He goes and does the Harley Davidson mechanic program,
right?
And gets a personal letter from the head mechanic
of MMI.
Of Harley Davidson.
Oh, of Harley Davidson.
Yeah, I think that'd be more prestigious than.
Yeah, it's their technical development guy. So he's the guy that puts together all of the training literature that goes out that gets disseminated then to the dealership level from the motor company. Yeah. So anytime there's any type of new training curriculum, mandatory tech training, any of that, John Roppy would definitely have been involved with that. So
dope.
John Roppy.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
All right, so now you're both in California. We got truck driver, we got somebody fresh out of school. How do you guys end up meeting? When do you guys meet?
Oh man. Okay, so
we already got a smile.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Is
Let's
that-
get some popcorn. Let's get
Yeah, no shit. Hold on.
comfortable.
Let me get comfortable for this one.
well, I think
PTSD is a motherfucker. You know?
Yeah, it is PTSD Awareness Month.
Oh fuck yeah! So actually, I think we met at probably. I know it was close to my lowest point, where I was at mentally and fucking everything else. I mean, shit. At the time, I was going. Well, I mean, I still drink, but I was going through at least a handle bottle of Black Velvet a night. You know what I mean? Doing that, then getting up at 4 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, and then to go drive truck. You know. So, but anyway, long story short, was we basically met in the club. Trying to come around the club life, and we basically met each other in bikes.
Okay.
Wow.
Can you say what club or?
Yeah, no, I mean, so we're out good, all that other stuff. So we were in a club. If you look them up, it is Rogue Militia.
Okay. So you both were in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, both in it. Started. I'll let Adam take a little bit too, but I think we originally came out. We were starting with a different. There's long fucking story. But yeah, but that's where it came, and we got some fucking funny times, dude. I mean, oh my god, some funny shit happened. Well, you know what I mean? Some stuff I can talk about, some stuff I can't talk about.
I got you.
But yeah, the club life happened because I guess we were both independently kind of looking for something with military brothers, right? So that was one of the first things that at least on my own journey, we both kind of ended up taking a similar one before our roads met. Just far enough away from each other to be in different chapters or charters, depending on how you want to go through all that labeling. But eventually, I mean, came across each other, and even for a long time, we were in different areas, right? But we were still meeting up constantly. I guess neither of us ever got tired of the other one, and we had a lot of fucking good times, man. But that was also back when I was drinking.
And more.
A lot more than that. A hell of a lot more than that. But I mean, I'd be rolling on 5 things at once, and we'd be smashing around 3 o'clock in the morning, doing 90 miles an hour on the freeway and shit. Just
children, we do not recommend.
No, I won't. No, definitely. But I think the one thing that kind of clicked me and Adam together was it wasn't necessarily even just the riding or the club or whatever. It was actually the passion of actually working on the bike.
Okay.
That got us together. And I think that's what's kind of kept us together and made it where we haven't got sick of each other, or, it's my brother, man. I put up with a lot of shit from him. He puts up with a lot of shit from me, but at the end of the day, I love him. And I think a lot of it though has to do with the fact that just the bike itself is what we really, really had in common. Working on them, painting them, customize, whatever you can do to it, man. I think that's the one thing that we really, really had in common.
I have a question about. I'm on your TikTok. I'm on your
TikTok, Aaron. Like I said, we got banned, man. I got banned.
Who's this dude with the dreadlocks, bro? That is dope, dude. Oh, yeah. That is Mike's really mad right now because I didn't send it to him earlier to post. But they have a Valhalla bike.
In Valhalla bound, the chopper.
That's not the one that we have the picture of, right? Or
no, that's the chopper.
No,
that has all the artwork,
American flag frame.
Dude,
that bad boy
called Valhalla bound.
Is that it?
Okay,
mm-hmm.
Dude, that thing is just sick.
Dude, I think I like that. It's shiny, but it's not all the chrome and all that stuff. It's got a little chrome here and there. But
there's a funny story with all that. So it had chrome. So this was actually my first Harley. This was my first ever Harley when I came around the club and everything else. This is actually what I rode with everybody else. This is my daily rider for almost a year and a half.
Wow.
Now it did not look like this. It was tore up. The chrome was pitted. Dude, whoever had it put stupid amount of money and love and everything else. And there's a whole story that goes into that. Anyway, the guy passed away. His dad had it. Every time his dad went in the garage, he got welled up. He had to let it go. Right. Mm-hmm. So when I got it, motor and everything else, awesome. But as far as like everything you see white, the mother of pearl white, the only reason I painted it that way was because all of that chrome was completely weathered and chipped and everything else. So I basically took a grinder to it and just grinded all that shit down, body worked it and painted it so that way it would look good.
So you couldn't get it re-chromed at all?
Oh, dude, I'm broke, man. I mean, shit, I got 2 pennies and I'm trying to make a dollar.
We got time, not money.
Yeah, it's one or the other. So I put in a lot of time, all that stuff. I mean, I probably have just the rims alone, between grinding them, body work, primer, wet sanding, all that other stuff, I probably have at least a week to 2.5 weeks on the rims.
Damn.
Just to get them painted white. You know, I don't even want to go on the front fork tubes, because if you look at the fork tubes, those are round. Right? Now, if you take a grinder to a round object, that's not round anymore, is it?
No.
Yeah.
No. So yeah, so there's a lot of time and effort that's been put into that thing, man. And then all the artwork, all you have to see it in person, dude. You really do. But all the artwork was actually done by my uncle in Texas.
Okay.
Amazing artist. You know, I mean, the paint was us, so all the paint, the clear coat, all that, but all the artwork was done by my uncle.
So now you both, obviously it looks and sounds like you each have kind of a specialty, or are you both able to do a little bit of everything?
We can both do a little bit of everything, but we definitely have a specialty in one or the other. I mean, like if you come to the shop, Adam's going to work on your bike if it's motor related.
Right. And what's your, obviously the painting. I mean, this is.
Yeah, that's what I do. I do the painting. I mean, Adam paints, like right now he's painting his own bike. Right. But it's not what he does all the time. So there's definitely a difference. It's like the same thing for me. Like I can come in, I can do your clutch, I can do a primary, I can pull your jugs off, I can change, you know, from a 98 to a 106 kit, or do whatever you want. I can do it all. It's just the person I go to ask questions is Adam, just like vice versa when we're painting. So if it's a customer, that's who you're going to get working on your stuff.
All right. So again, we have both Adam and Aaron here with Sinners and Winners. We have their website going along the bottom there. They're also, I think we talked about it a little bit. We have a Facebook, we have an Instagram, a TikTok. Anything else? Any other social media? YouTube.
We did
the fans only. Right, we got that up yet.
OnlyFans.
Oh, there it is.
He did go right. See, there's where it went wrong.
Damn.
No, we do YouTube too. We have done YouTube.
Okay.
Haven't done in a while, but I think we're starting to kick off some more stuff, which will actually get into something here in a little bit. I don't know if Adam wants to bring up the current, what's currently going on with the shop or not.
Right.
Or if you guys want to find out what's going on with that, but that's bringing up some new stuff.
Well, it's up to you guys. We definitely, anything we can bring light to help out, if that's the goal, because that's our goal, right? Is it's your
platform, man. This is your hour and a half.
Exactly.
All right, cool. Then what I'll do is I'll kind of tell you guys about what has happening at the shop, and then I'll let Adam let you know about what is new with the shop, if that's cool.
Okay. That's absolutely.
All right. So anyway, with the shop, for a long time, we've been doing the Vet to Bike program, which is basically vets come into the shop and we help you build your bike for free. That's pretty much it is. Whatever you want, that's what it is. That's changed a little bit, but we're still doing that. But what had happened was our current location in Oakdale, all of a sudden, the owner said they were going to sell it. And long story short was we got pre-approved for funding, all the other stuff. It was all great, right? Because it's basically a residential, but there was problems with it because of how old the modular home is. Long story, right? So I'll make it really simple. Basically, we had to have $650,000 cash. We didn't have the cash, so she was like, okay, well, you guys got 60 days and you got to get your shit out.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was our 60 days ended the 1st of this month. And we didn't even find out what's going on till the 1st of this month. And we kind of had a conversation with her. And it's nice that whatever, I'll let Adam know if you want to take it from there, Adam, and kind of let everybody know what's going on with it currently.
Yeah. So we were actually able to get out of the downward spiral that we were in. We've been able to sign a 6-month extension lease for the time being.
Okay.
With that being said, we're really looking at finding a new spot in about 4 months because it takes a few months to move that equipment in our operation. Right. So we're still in the market looking for that. And then along with that going on, we've been given a lot of support from like Reaper Ranger. Right. So we're going to be producing some more shop footage. We used to have videos. You'll see some older stuff on YouTube. We had gotten a little ways away from filming as much of our stuff as we were doing. And we've already started shooting and have a couple of different commercials done and some things that are waiting for the show tonight to drop because we didn't want to release those videos with this information in it prior to the podcast with you guys.
So it's kind of a special for you guys.
That.
We've had videos and everything else, and we didn't want to release any of it until we did your podcast.
So do you guys have somebody doing all your video for you, or are you guys doing it?
Yeah, no, we do. The Reefer Ranger guy we were talking about, I actually met him because I went out to a growers convention for marijuana that they had up in Sacramento.
Right.
I went up there. I met a lot of fucking cool cats, dude. Got really humbled as far as growing. So you're like, wow. You know what I mean? On that level. But he's a cool guy. He puts on some stuff for veterans as well. But he's come out to the shop and recorded some things. We actually, after this, I'll probably release the commercial.
Okay.
So you can see the commercial that he recorded at the shop and everything else.
And we'll share the hell out of that too.
For sure.
You guys should enjoy it. I think you'll like it.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. That sounds like an evil laugh though.
You guys ever see the movie Used Cars?
Actually,
I don't think I have.
No.
If you haven't, I recommend anybody to watch it. But it's something my dad and his sense of humor that I was raised with, right? And it's something that I like to bring into our videos that we shoot. It's a certain type of humor that I've really enjoyed, and yeah.
All right.
And when you watch it, man, just keep in mind the whole reason we created these videos, we were really in the shop trying to just do a video for the shop, right?
Right.
And we're like, well, we should do commercials. We're like, well, we don't have nobody support us, so fuck it. We'll make our own commercials to support ourselves.
Yeah.
So literally, this commercial is supposed to be a commercial spot inside our own video.
Right. So we made our own.
Awesome. That's awesome. Well, I know somebody else that does video that would be willing.
So
to
I have a buddy that does
probably not as good as him, but still,
yeah.
All right. So
no, I mean we're still looking. It's not in constant, but we are looking.
Well, if you guys need help, just
I'll shoot you a message. His name's Mike Hellick. It's called Mellick Consulting.
That guy is me.
Okay.
Anyway, like you see our intro, that's all me.
Yeah, Mikey does all of our graphics. And speaking of our graphics and whatnot.
What, we should go to a commercial real
quick? I think we should go and
do a commercial and then come back.
And get back into
all right.
The big time scene.
Yeah, otherwise we get in trouble because we gotta supposedly pay the bills, right? But I do want to I want to come back and talk about the shop because the goal is the whole reason we love our veterans. We want to support you guys, so let's talk about what your needs are, and that way we can start pushing that and find out what we can find you. So we're going to roll into this. It'll actually mute everybody, and then we'll come back. It's only about 30-something seconds long. All right?
Very cool.
Now for our sponsor, Tamara Polito with the Finance Group, where they're creating a future where everyone has access to the loan and home they love. Whether you're a veteran, law enforcement, a first-time home buyer, you're up or downsizing, or even if you need to just refinance, our community deserves proficiency and expertise. Better rates, faster close, welcome home. Tamara Polito, NMLS 1655776. Again, that's Tamara Polito, and her phone number is 209-204-3795. Dude, I gotta get her to record.
LMS.
I don't want to hear my voice anymore on that.
LMS.
Hate it. Anyways, and that's my other side gig is I'm a real estate agent.
LMS.
So
okay.
Yeah. So any of this, I can, we could talk it through and see what all your options are. I'm sure you got somebody. So so you got a 6 month
Hold on
extension.
a second. Listen, hold on. This guy, he doesn't do his own. No, it is
about
not.
them.
I know.
It's about them. So
I'm just saying he does real estate. He can help you out. He does video editing. Like he's good too. So.
Thanks, Carlos. Thank
you.
Hey,
I'm all, I'm all open for anybody that's willing to help.
Yeah.
Because
for sure.
Finding people that actually help and actually do what they say is very rare.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Carlos. Thank you for messing with me. I hate my voice. Hence why I do a YouTube live / podcast, right? I want to hear it more. Let's listen to you more.
Forever.
Anyways, so you guys have a 6 month extension. Does that mean the seller didn't sell, or because obviously if there was problems with the modular, there goes security again. If there's problems with the modular, that came up during inspections or something?
Well, there's a whole long list of stuff that had happened before that, right? So they already knew. But to us, when we were signing the lease, what got put down is that they're going to be fixing whatever issues with the house. So then that way it can possibly be financed.
Okay.
But beyond that, I don't know. I don't know
Okay.
anything else beyond that. I know for us, just having the 6-month lease extension was a godsend, because when you come to the shop, dude, I mean, there's a full Class A paint booth, 2-post car lift, 3 motorcycle lifts, dude. Yeah, to like try and move that to find a home like we did,
Right.
you know. Yeah, I'm just glad
Just
that we are.
for it.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to maybe sit down and talk through it, and just let's look at options and see that. So let's say the 6 months in, you know, hypothetically, we don't want to go this direction, but you do have to move. What specifically are we looking for? Where do you want it to be? That way we can start, you know, getting people to know what's needed.
Okay, so the biggest, as far as where, I think the biggest thing is we need, okay, Adam, help me with this, because I know one of the things that we have to worry about is we service a couple farmers, right? Because we work on the Polarises and the quads and stuff like that. So we do service some farmers, and we have an account with them.
Okay.
So there's only so far we can go.
Right.
I think we can go Modesto, Ceres, Oakdale, but I think if we start getting out, Escalon, I think is the farthest we could come this way.
North.
I think we get I think once we hit Manteca, it starts getting a little bit too far for them.
Okay.
Go ahead, Adam, take it. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, no, other than that, we're looking for somewhere with a lot more exposure than we have had. We had the chill spot in the country, and that's been great.
Right.
But we are definitely ready to step up to more curb appeal as far as location goes. I mean, we like the sanctuary of what we got, but a little more foot traffic, you know, it'd be easier to get people in the door, right?
So if you could find a shop, you know, in a town, whether it's, I mean, is Houston too far? We're in Houston, so that's why I'm asking.
That's not too far, really. It's just past Waterford, so it's
yeah.
Well, that's Hickman. We're actually straight down Yosemite in gear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just
we're only about like 18 minutes, I think, from Oakdale. So
good, yeah,
my mom lives right behind the old K-Mart. Yeah, I think, Carlos, I think Ripon might be too far, because that's even going farther than Escalon at that point.
Ripon's pushing it, because I know like Manteca, because I actually live in Manteca.
Oh, okay.
Right? And when we were looking, I mean, there was possible things in Manteca. I mean, it's still not whatever, but that one, the problem is it was definitely a little bit, just a little bit too far, because the problem is it's great that you have the customers, but if you go too far and it becomes too much of an inconvenience, then you risk losing it. That's one of the things that we really can't do. I mean,
especially contracts.
Yeah, I mean, because Adam's been doing business with them for 7 years.
Yep. So we just need to be able to stay within our current customer base. But I mean, depending on where it's at zoning wise, right, a lot of the towns run a lot wider than people realize. Right. So, I mean, just about Ceres to, I mean, possibly even Southeast Manteca, depending on how far that actually comes down on a map. Right. So, but Ceres to Ripon, whatever, over to Oakdale, because even stuff's too far up.
How about square footage? Like, what do you need square footage wise?
At least 3,500, and that's small. I mean, technically, right now we're in 5,000.
Okay.
Right. 3,500 we could make work. Right. But then the problem that we run into is, okay, so a lot of what we've done so far has been pretty much like out of me and Adam's pocket. We don't make a whole lot at the shop. I mean, for where we are hidden, if you don't know us,
you're not going to find us.
Exactly. And that's kind of one of the things when this got brought up and we were having to find something. It was like, all right, well, look it, man, we've done it for a while. I know what you know what I mean? It's like, if we're going to do it, we need to actually be somewhere on a main strip so we can actually make some money, because it's like everything else that we're learning. Like, we've never been about money, but if I don't have it, the more you have, the more you can do.
Yeah.
Right. And that's basically what it's
for realism.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically breaking it down. But the flip side to that is then to make that jump from what we've been doing to say, like, okay, so like, and the biggest thing is like when we did find stuff in, say, Modesto, now you're looking at 10,000 square foot. They want $1.60 or more a square foot. So now you're looking at us where we've only been paying $1,500 a month.
Yeah.
Right now, you're wanting me to jump well into 5,000 to almost 8. It's like, dude, I don't have this. That's just not happening.
Right. Have you? Do you guys know about LoopNet?
Mm-hmm. We've been browsing all the. I mean, LoopNet, Zillow. Is it Crexy or CrexMI, right, for commercial real estate?
I know LoopNet for a lot of commercial too, so that's where I've looked.
Yeah, literally, I think the biggest crunch is size versus what we can afford.
Cost, right?
Yeah, that's the biggest crunch, and it's also one of those ones where it's like, well, could I make more money if I had a better location? I think so, but I don't. That, and then everybody's wanting you to sign at least a year to 3 year, and it's like, dude, I can't make that kind of commitment, not knowing that I can pay you. You know what I mean?
Right. Especially when the cost is that high.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's recap. So goal is to keep you where you're at, because you guys do have a great deal. I'd like to talk that through and just see, and then I can talk to other people about options, and
got a pretty good network going.
Yeah. Get people to talk it through, and then so recapping, 3,500, preferably 5,000 square foot. Would love to have some visibility, in an industrial, probably complex kind of space would work, right?
Yeah, something that has like some kind of visibility for traffic. Right.
So like highway frontage, like a lot of series developments for industrial zoning, right? Or just becoming more freeway visible compared to, say, some of Oakdale's industrial, which is tucked back behind the old Hershey plant.
Yeah. Well, and now with the breweries, I mean, you got Dying Breed back there. Like if you could get out there by them or something, then now you got a lot more traffic.
Possibly, yeah. But I know the other thing that we have to be careful of is zoning and stuff too, because we do have the paint booth and everything else. I mean, where we're at, we're kind of, like I said, is basically where we're at now is kind of like residential.
Right.
So, and it's at a hobby level. So a lot of the rules and regulations that I would have to follow in town for the paint booth, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And now you got
a small hobby, not a full-blown business, but it's a business.
Right.
Yes.
All right. So we have some red tape. We gotta cut through.
We have a lot. I mean, we can definitely jump in. And I'm sure, and I think Carlos mentioned, I think there might be a couple in Waterford too.
Man, we need to talk to some of the farmers.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you want more visibility, but man, if we could find you a good deal,
I got a truck and a trailer. I mean, we could just deliver $20. I mean,
there you go.
Yeah.
$20. Where's that going to take that risk?
Yeah, exactly. It's like a mile.
Eco diesel, bro.
You
get like 30 miles a gallon.
Eco diesel with the extra green tax.
He's got the EV diesel.
Yeah, so that way he can bring it up, so we can hook up my battery so he can charge the EV. Right.
Yeah. Bring your generator too.
Yeah.
Plug me in, bro.
Solar panels on there. Whatever it takes. Damn. All right. So, man, we appreciate you guys, and we'll be sharing the hell out of your story, and to all our fans out there, the millions and millions. I'm just kidding.
Hey, we have a few hundred,
the tens of hundreds
between Facebook and YouTube.
No, we have and Luxembourg. Don't forget about Luxembourg, Germany.
I think Spain jumped up.
Hey, I'm telling you, man. Honestly, TikTok is awesome. Just don't get banned. Like honestly, dude, we were rolling. I think we had like up to 2,500, almost 3,000, and then I got us.
Yeah, you had a lot of stuff on there. I was impressed. There was a couple.
So they haven't unlocked you yet?
No, I got banned.
Like permanently shut down.
I hit like 3 things in a row. Like I said, I did 2 weed videos, which weren't even anything. I mean, dude, it was 2 fucking plants in my tent in the backyard, right? Like nothing major. And then they hit me for being in a helicopter shooting the M249 out of the helicopter.
What?
Oh, that's
sick. I was like, okay.
But see, you want to know what the problem was on TikTok? You didn't shake your ass and show your boobs. That's why.
Pretty much.
Next time, wear a bikini while you're doing it.
Yeah, wear a bikini while you're doing it. Then you're good.
Then you'll get away with
it. I know you guys have been to American Veterans First. Have you guys picked up the Calvet book that they have there? It's got a bunch of resources and stuff.
Yeah, I've gotten those in the past. Yeah. We have. I don't think we have the 2022 version of it, but yeah.
There's a ton of stuff in here about businesses and stuff. So we need to look into that and help you guys out and get you guys a spot. Whatever program we can find, we need to get that going. Keep you guys in business and expand, definitely.
And then I'll hit you up on the messenger and send you guys my number, and then that way we can kind of have phone numbers instead of going through the goofy messenger.
Okay.
And to work through some things. I can't promise anything, but man, I just want to help because
Mike's got he's got a good network, and he's got people behind him that got a good network too. So I'm sure if something's out there and it's meant to be, then it'll definitely be.
And we'll after June, I do these local small business spotlights. It's been quiet the last couple weeks because we've had a couple things come up, but I'd love to come do one with you guys. And I do a video, and it's basically free. I don't charge you guys, and I put it on my real estate site because I like just highlighting small businesses. I did the video for American Veterans First. I actually went there and shot a video there and spoke to Duke. So
Zach,
willing to we did one with Zach
coffee.
So I'd love to do that with you guys in July, possibly, if you guys are down for it. And then
I think that'd be cool, man. The cool thing is July, Adam's bike should be together, and my bike should be together too.
Oh, so you're each building another bike?
We're finally building our own. For the first time, we thought we were closing, and we both said, "Hey, man, after all these years of building bikes for other people, we're finally doing it for ourselves." Our stuff's been sitting there getting pushed out to the side forever. So we've been enjoying the last couple of weeks, both getting a lot of time in the paint booth, and we got some cool bikes coming out here soon.
Because I remember seeing a post saying, "Hey, Adam's out there painting his own stuff."
Yeah, I don't do that too often, but
no, it doesn't happen a lot at all. I mean, shoot, my Road Glide's been in the corner for what, 2.5 years, almost. Yeah, I got the motor done. We got all the motor done. We built the motor, and then we pulled it apart for paint because this goes back to when we originally started painting. We flipped a coin to find out who was going to paint their bike first because we're like, well, we're painting now, so we have to have a bike. So I don't know if I won or lost, but my bike got stripped down, and then after that, we just kind of got busy, and it's always been working on somebody else's stuff, or a vet will come in. So if the vet's there, we put theirs ahead of our own, so that way we can actually help them get theirs because not having a bike to ride sucks.
Yeah. Right.
And that's your therapy, right? I mean, that's both of your guys there. I mean, that's what it is, right?
And speaking of that, obviously what was the name of this bike?
Valhalla Bound.
All right. So this was just this last weekend or 2 weeks ago?
This was this last weekend at the Top Hatters. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys won first place at their 2022 bike show. So congrats on
the week before that, or the week and a half before that, we were at the Oakdale Chocolate Festival. It won Best Paint and People's
Choice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I haven't released any photos on that one. I probably should.
I didn't, because that's what I saw you were there, but I was like, all right, they had to win something. Come on. I saw the pictures of some of the other bikes. I was like, nah, they ain't touching that one. I mean, that one's just with the axe, and I mean, just wow.
Yeah, for me, that bike, dude, for that bike, no matter what you're into, if you're into the motor, cool, dude, it's got an SNS 124. All right, cool. You want something else, it's got a 4-inch primary on it. It's got the battle axe. It's got I mean, no matter if you're into whatever it is, there's something on that bike that you're gonna like.
Yeah, that thing is. I want to see it in person. So we'll have to work on getting you the information for American Veterans First and getting that over there. I believe it's like July 15th and 16th.
July 16th.
July 16th. Yeah. So I'll hit you guys up.
Okay. And if you need someone to ride the bike over, I got you, Kay.
Look at Anna.
I got you.
My first time ever on a bike was on that bike.
Yes, it was. Yeah, my wife, she never wanted to ride. Her very first ride was on that. And actually the battle axe ripped her shirt. I still never hear the end of it.
So it's not dull. It is actually sharp.
Oh, no. The inside. So you can't see it, but on the inside of the battle axe, there's actually cut out Maltese crosses.
Yeah.
So in one of those grabbed her shirt and ripped her shirt.
Oh, all right.
Perfectly.
That's how her shirt came off.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the story's telling. All right. So we're getting up. I mean, otherwise we could keep you guys here all night and talk about things all night long.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share about Centers and Winners and make sure that the people out there know about you guys? I mean, not only are they veteran owned, they're giving back to our veterans. We need to help them figure out this shop thing, because we can't let a business, you know, like, you can see the passion with both of them. I mean, they're not, I know you do it for fun, but man, we need to keep this going. So
yeah, I do appreciate it, man. It is definitely see it.
Oh, there they are. You're good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We'll
Hey, but no, I definitely appreciate it. If anything, man, if you have any Harley related or Polaris side by sides or whatever for the next 6 months, hey, bring it in. Let us know. Let us work on it. You know what I mean? And give us the opportunity to earn your business, and then we can go from there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And we'll make sure, like, we'll be, you know, we're big about sharing. So we appreciate you guys, you know, you put out there today about being on our show. We just want to reciprocate that love and continue to put you guys on a pedestal as a veteran-owned business, and you know, doing things the way you are, man. You guys, I love the passion both of you have. The paint jobs are amazing. You know,
I want to get in there. I want to go see.
I know, working on, you know, a motor, there's a lot to it. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy that will pay you to do it. I mean,
you're my favorite kind of person, man.
Yeah, you know, if I didn't run that dude over, like, that's messed because I wanted a bike, and then running that dude over just messed me up. Like, it just kind of took it out. So even though I know I'm not trying to drive like drunk like that dude, but look at Garrett. That was our guest last week. We had him. He's a Marine Corps veteran. He was in Afghanistan for a little bit.
Thank you for your service and welcome home, brother.
Welcome home, brother.
He's actually working for a veteran-owned business in Oklahoma.
Hydro seed.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Simplify Hydro Seed.
I forgot. Simplify Hydro Seed.
Simplify Hydro Seed. So pretty cool that he's working out there. He was stationed. His station was rough.
He had a tough
station. Yeah. Hawaii.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It was really rough.
Yeah.
Dude, I heard the insects out there are terrible.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't have traded Beale, the meth capital of California. No.
Well, he could have been in 29 Palms.
Yeah,
and,
right.
Oh,
yeah. I heard that's a beautiful place.
Yeah, my uncle was there for a while. Actually, there's fucking nothing.
Yeah, that's what my dad was there.
Is there a casino now?
I don't know. I don't go out. I don't try to go out there. I stay in the Orange County area.
Okay.
Now for me, it'd be Torrance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Carlos, I remember the first time I met them, and I had my V-Rod, and they helped me out with it. Much love and respect. That's
Thank
awesome.
you, Carlos.
I love when we have all these synergies, man. We have some pretty cool people get on and start commenting, and it just helps and
makes
shows
it flow.
Yeah. Just shows
actually one of the coolest things, I do believe Carlos, the organization he's with, if you go back to one of our videos that's actually a while back, there was a Vietnam vet that had hit me up for paint. Didn't know he was a vet, didn't know anything else. I found out he was a vet, and he was on hospice. I told him, "Oh, fuck the money, just bring me your bike." We ended up painting his bike and everything else. We did it for free. Gave it to him, and I do believe that's part of Carlos's organization. Go back and watch that, dude. I'm not going to tell you much more about it, but if you want to, check it out. It's actually really cool the way everything lined up.
Is that on Facebook? That video?
It's on our website, I believe too. It's on the website. It's on Instagram. Is actually a lot more of our stuff than Facebook. It's over. If you want, I'll actually send it to you. But it was a pretty cool thing to see an old Vietnam vet come out on a walker, throw his fucking walker away to go walk on his fucking bike instead of.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah. That is sick. All right. Well, we'll have to go find that. I wish I would have had that ready.
Sorry.
Because I would no.
That's my bad.
No, you didn't find it. How dare you?
Dude, you're going back almost 4 years. I mean, we've been doing this for a while.
Well, and so I never even said who the person was that, you know, shared your post. It was Jack Griffith.
Yeah, Jack. Jack did a lot with Jack. Actually, Jack, the one that I was doing the helicopter that I got fucking banned from TikTok with, I was going through the executive protection course, and Jack was there with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. I gotta check in on him. They said on election day he wasn't feeling well. Somebody posted.
That's not good.
Yeah, and then I don't even understand. I mean, we don't want to get too into politics, but you know, they take the top two people, but they were both Democrats as of right now. Like, I don't get it. So
we're
whatever.
In California, dude.
Don't remind me. Don't remind me. Well, yeah, but where we're at, like even our county, like come on, it's terrible. But that's another story. We'll leave for another day. Anyways, gentlemen, thank you so much. Make sure everybody go out there, see sinnersandwinners.com. They got the Vets to Bikes program. If you have a Harley, it's more late model, right? That's your guys' specialty.
Yeah, it's more twin cam, right? Twin cam is what we know the best. That's what we've had more in. But we can do Milwaukee 8s. We can do shovels. I mean, pretty much anything. And then even if you're a street bike guy, if you want services, we can take care of your services. It's just I don't have the specialty tools to go in depth, right? And we're not going to spend that money. So, but yeah, for like brakes, services, oils, yeah, we can do that.
Okay. And then the Polaris and
auto repair, lube and oil.
Which Adam didn't tell you, but Polaris, Adam actually used to work for Holt as a mechanic at Holt that used to work on theirs. He was their gold levels tech over at Holt.
See, he's the one holding back too over here. He's over here being quiet.
Drag it out.
Yeah, I mean, getting emails from the head of Harley and all this, not sharing all that information.
I had that letter, man, and I couldn't even get a job at the local Harley dealership out of school with that letter, but they wouldn't. So I ended up going out and I got a job at a Massey Ferguson / Polaris dealer. So I learned how to work on tractors, and I went from motorcycle school to having to figure out 4-wheel drive suspension, right, or 4-wheel suspension. So it was like sink or swim, but yeah, it's been good. It's a good journey to have taken.
Get it done,
full circle, right back to it, right? And wherever you need to pick up money, now you can use those new skills to get you through.
Well, if it wasn't for that, we would have had to close during COVID. But because we could do that, we could say we were essential because we had to keep the farmers going. So we during COVID.
Nice. Loopholes are beautiful.
Use it while you can.
All right, guys. Well, if you want to hold on, we can chat afterwards. But again, we would love to hold you hostage all night, and security wants to keep going off back there. He's all fired up, looking out the front window. But we appreciate your service. We appreciate what you're doing. Hopefully, we can bring some help, bring some love to Sinners and Winners.
We'll get this figured out.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna do our best.
Well, thank you for having us on here, and we appreciate your support.
Yeah, man.
100%.
Yeah, and dude, the paint jobs are just sick. Yeah. I'm gonna tell everybody out there right now, and obviously, the mechanic work is sick too. Yeah. So let's. That's
all right. I got him into painting, so we're good.
Yeah, I did actually. No, our first. Okay, look at. I know if you guys look at. First paint job ever was on a fucking Sportster that we got from Copart. The whole front end was smashed, the whole thing. We rebuilt the whole bike, and Adam's like, we can paint this for $70. And I'm like, oh, dude, we're a shop, right? All right, so it goes out and he gets a fucking spray can, and he spray cans this thing. I had over 16 and a half hours wet sanding this fucking thing so there was no orange peel in it.
I didn't see any orange peel when you were done. I mean, my paint came out flawless.
Yeah. But then, so the only reason I didn't do it, because I never thought I'd paint in a million years, right? I'm like, no, dude, I did it before when I was younger. I got runs in the whole 9, and I don't want to sand out runs, right?
Right.
So then he does it. So then we go into the next customer, which saw the first one. He's like, hey, I'm like, well, I can do that. So we go to the next one. Well, then Adam's learning, so he's making runs, and I'm sanding out runs, and I'm sitting there going, why in the fuck am I sanding out somebody else's runs? So then I started painting myself and sanding my own runs.
That's great. I'm glad we held on like another minute. Sure. That was awesome.
There's always good stories.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, guys, thank you.
Appreciate you guys so much.
Have a wonderful evening. We're gonna pull you out, and then we're gonna wrap up the show. And if you guys want to hang out, we can chat afterwards.
Cool.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sinners and winners, guys. Sinners and winners. Dude, again,
every single episode.
It's great because we get people that just have a great story.
Yeah.
Right. And we hope to continue their great story and help them get through that.
Yeah, like we said before, it's awesome to branch out and get Tennessee and Virginia and New Mexico, Arizona, Oklahoma, Florida. Like it's cool to get all those, right?
Right.
But it's just a little more special when you get local,
our local area.
And being that you can go down there and the services that they have tons of service centers and winners. .com, check them out. They're in Oakdale. We're hoping to keep them local here,
and we'll figure it all out. We'll work through it.
But again, it's cool. I appreciate you, man. I know you spend a lot of time doing our artwork and stuff like that, and getting good guests. So I do appreciate you. Thank you.
Hey, you didn't short time it.
Well, hey,
you didn't short time it, so it's all good.
Bro.
And we'll say bon voyage to Eric, and hopefully let's wish him luck on his flight.
Yeah. The 1 6-hour flight. Is that better?
1 hour flights.
6 hour flight.
His 6 1 hour flights.
6 1 hour flights.
Pray for Shonda, his wife, because she's.
I just hope I don't fall asleep on the plane, dude.
No,
I don't want to snore.
Who cares, dude? Don't worry about the snoring.
Dude.
The problem is you stressing out.
Oh man!
I watched you just in that booth at the restaurant. It was.
Yeah, it was.
Just went quiet. So
I know.
Eric,
it's all good. Deuces,
buddy.